back to Gammie's Bedtime Stories. I'm Gammie, and I'm so happy that you could join me this afternoon for story time. Gammie thought that we would do another story outside. I enjoyed that one the other day on Sunday, on Father's Day, when we read it outside, and I hope you did as well. So I thought we would try another one outside and see if you enjoy it too. You can also go over to Instagram on Gammie's Bedtime Stories over on Instagram and join me there also. And so without further ado, let's get right into our story. The permission for our reading tonight has come from Cottage Door Press, and the name of our story tonight is The Elves and the Shoemaker. There once was a shoemaker who lived with his wife. Although they worked from dawn until dusk, they were very poor. "We've only enough leather to make one more pair of shoes to sell," the shoemaker told his wife one day. "What will become of us?" asked the shoemaker's wife. "How can we live without money?" The shoemaker shook his head sadly. He cut out the leather and left it on his workbench, ready to start work the very next morning. Then the couple went to bed. With heavy hearts, they were worried. In the middle of the night, when the house was quiet and pale moonlight shone into the workshop, 2 elves appeared. They were dressed in rags, but had eyes as bright as buttons. They explored the workshop, balancing on cotton reels and peering into cupboards. Soon they found the leather. Elves are busy little creatures, and so, they set right out to work at once, snipping and sewing. As they worked, they sang. "Busy little elves are we, working by the pale moonlight. While the humans are asleep, we are busy through the night." By dawn, the 2 little elves, they had finished all their work and they had disappeared. When the shoemaker came to start work the next morning, he could not believe his eyes. There, on his workbench, was the finest pair of shoes he had ever seen. "The stitches, they are so delicate," he said, as he showed his astonished wife the beautiful shoes. "I will place them in my window for everyone to see." Soon, a rich gentleman, he walked by the shop. He saw the stylish shoes, and he came inside. There's the little elves, boys and girls. They worked all night long, making beautiful shoes. The rich gentleman, he tried on the shoes, and they fit perfectly. He was so delighted that he gave the shoemaker twice the asking price. So the shoemaker got paid 2 times as much as he would have originally gotten paid for one pair of shoes. "I can buy more leather," said the shoemaker happily to his wife. That evening, the shoemaker cut out the leather for 2 more pairs of shoes. He left it on his workbench for the next morning. In the middle of the night, the 2 elves, they appeared again. They explored the workshop, climbing on the tools and swinging from shoelaces. Soon, they found the leather. The elves set to work at once, snipping and sewing and cutting. As they worked, they sang, "Busy little elves are we, working by the pale moonlight. While the humans are asleep, we're busy through the night." By dawn, the 2 little elves had finished their work and they disappeared. Once again, the shoemaker came into his workshop and found the shoes neatly finished on his bench. The shoemaker placed them in his window. By now, the rich gentleman had told his friends all about the shoemaker's fine work. The 2 pairs of shoes sold that same day for more money than the shoemaker could have ever dreamed of. The shoemaker now had enough money to buy leather to make 4 new pairs of shoes. "But who can be helping us?" asked the shoemaker's wife. That evening, the shoemaker cut out the leather for 4 more pairs of shoes. He left it on his workbench as usual. Then the shoemaker and his wife hid and waited. So they were going to find out, weren't they, boys and girls, who was helping them? In the middle of the night, they watched in amazement as the 2 little elves appeared. As usual, the elves explored the workshop. They danced with colorful ribbons and juggled pretty beads. Soon, they found the leather. Again, the elves set right to work. They were snipping and a-sewing and a-cutting. As they worked, they sang, "Busy little elves are we, working by the pale moonlight. While the humans are asleep, we're busy through the night." By dawn, the 2 little elves had finished their work and they disappeared. "We must repay our little helpers for their kindness," said the shoemaker to his wife. The couple thought hard about, what can we do to thank the elves? "They were dressed in rags," said the shoemaker's wife. "Why don't we make them some fine new clothes?" They're going to fix them right up, aren't they? Although they were now very busy in the shop, the shoemaker and his wife spent every spare moment they had making their gift for the elves. They cut out fine cloth and leather and sewed tiny seams. Soon they had made 2 little pairs of pants, 2 smart coats, 2 sturdy pairs of boots, and 2 warm woolly scarves. They placed the little outfits on the workbench for the elves to find. That night, when the house was quiet and pale moonlight shone into the workshop, the shoemaker and his wife hid and waited. They watched happily as the 2 little elves appeared. As usual, the elves explored the workshop. They made a tightrope from thread and bounced on a pincushion. Soon, they found the tiny little outfits. They were so happy and they were so delighted. They put on their pants, the coats, the boots, and the scarves, and they danced happily around the workshop. As they danced, they sang, "Handsome little elves are we, dancing by the pale moonlight. While the humans are asleep, we make merry through the night." And then the smart little elves put on their hats and they disappeared. The shoemaker and his wife, well, they never saw the little elves again. But the couple continued to make fine shoes for their shop, and from that day on, they always prospered. The end. Well, Gammie hopes you enjoyed our story this evening, boys and girls. And if you did, Gammie would love it if you give me a big thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. If you enjoyed the story, that would mean the world to Gammie, and I would appreciate it so very much. And I hope you're having a wonderful summer, enjoying special time with family and friends. And until story time again, boys and girls, God bless you all and sweet dreams. Bye-bye.